Welcome back, my dear friends and students. Today we are going to work October-November 2023 0580 IGCSE paper 4 variant 2. Okay? Just in the beginning, I want to say something here. Something in this instructions is very important. Okay? Look here in this one. Give non-exact numerical answers correct to 3 significant figures. So whenever he's asking you a question and he didn't mention in the question rounding to the nearest decimal point or 1 decimal, 2 decimal, 3 significant, 2 significant, whatever, I am going to put the answer correct to 3 significant figures. And for the angles, it is 1 decimal place. This is very important. Unless he gives you what another specified in the question, like correct to the nearest 1 decimal, correct to the nearest 2 decimal, whatever. Okay? Then for pi, use either your calculator value or 3.142, not 3.14 only, 3.142, not 22/7, only 3.142, or I prefer to use the calculator value. Okay, let's start here. Question number 1. He's giving me this question, and you see this question, a lot of marks on this question. Okay, first of all, he's telling you translate triangle T by vector -7 and 1. What is the meaning of by vector -7 and 1? -7, the first number refers to the X transformation or X translation, and the second number refers to Y translation. So -7 means 7 units to the left, and then 1 unit up because it is positive. So the first number, if it is negative, means left. The first number, the upper number, if it is negative, means left, and if it is positive, means right. And the second number, if it is positive, means up, and if it is negative, means down. So again, if it is positive, the first number means if it is negative, means to the left, and if it is positive, means to the right. And the second number, if up means positive, and if negative means down. Okay, so I am going to take each point of this and move it 7 units to the left and 1 up. 7 units, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then 1 up. This is the new point. Okay, and this point also 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1 up. So this is the first line. We can see that we can do direct the third point, which is here up by 2. So here will be up by 2. For sure, you should use a ruler and then join this and label it the image K. Now he's asking me, done for this question. Now he's asking me another question. Describe fully the single transformation that maps triangle K onto triangle T. So whenever he asks you the reverse of the question you just did, the answer will be the reverse of the number you just it was written in the question. That means what? You just did from T to K, and now he's asking you from K to T. So it will be the same. It is translation by the vector. But now, if it is reversed, instead of from T to K, it is from K to T. So I'm going to reverse the sign of the vector. Instead of -7, it will be 7. And instead of 1, it will be -1. This happens when you just did from T to K. And now he's asking you from K to T back. When I am sending back the question, or the image or the triangle, I am going to reverse the sign of the vector. Another question, this is done. Reflect the triangle T in the line y equal 4. So I should first draw the line y equal 4. Where is y equal 4? Here is the line. Which is y equals 4. We can erase this. Okay, so for this line which is y equal 4, how to find the reflection? If the point on the line, that means it will be the same point. If the point on the line, that means it will be what? The same point. Up here, this point, it is 2 units far from the line. So go back 2 units. So this will be the point. This point also 2 units far. So it will be 2 units far. So I am going to join this and this and join this. And he didn't mention a name, so I can name it T dash, for example. Okay. Whenever you finish a question, especially in this question type of questions, cross it. Okay, now rotate triangle T through 90-degree clockwise about 0 and 0. Okay, we need here to use a protractor. What will happen here? Okay, first decide where is the center. This is 0 and 0. The center of what? The center of rotation, which is what? 0 and 0. Then join the start or the point with the center. I will start with this point, so I will join. Now what will happen? He said 90-degree clockwise. Clockwise means this is clockwise. So I am going to get my protractor and put it like this. For example, okay? Then here it shows me the 90-degree here. So this is the 90-degree. I am going to put a point here. I'm going to put what? A point here shows me the 90-degree. But make sure that the cross of the protractor is put here on the 0 and the line is aligned with the line. Then remove the protractor. You will see here this point. It was here. Then what should I do? Measure this line with the ruler and put it here. So it will gives you this point. So this is the first point. Okay, I can erase this point to not get confused. So this is the first point. Then the same here. I will join this and put the protractor. It will give me a line here. Then measure this, put it here. It will give you the point here. So join this line. And do the same with the third point. It will be here. So join like this and join like this. I can name it also, label the image with B, so I will put B here. Finish for this. No, this is not B, sorry. Because of that, I am telling you, whenever you finish one, cross it. I can name it T double dash because he didn't give me a name. Okay, then enlarge the triangle T by a scale factor -half. So what should I do? First of all, I am going to write the points of what? Triangle T. He is asking me about triangle T. So I'm going to put the points of triangle T. I have this point, which is 2 and 2. I have this point, which is 6 and 2. Then I have this point, which is 6 and 4. Each point of this, I am going to multiply it by -half. Each point of this, I am going to multiply it by -half, the scale of factor. So this will be -1 and -1. This will be negative 3 and negative 1. This will be negative 3 and negative 2. Then I am going to label this points here. Negative 1 and negative 1. I can erase this. Negative 1 and negative 1, it will be here. Then negative 3 and negative 1, it will be here. Negative 3 and negative 2, it will be here. So use your ruler to draw this. And label it B. Then I finished this. Okay, you can pause the video and do it again. Describe fully the single transformation from B to T. So again, he's giving you the reverse. I just did from T to B. So it will be, now I want from B to T. So it will be the same enlargement. And this center 0 and 0. But for the scale factor, if you are going back in the enlargement, just write the reciprocal with the same sign. Just write the reciprocal with the same sign. So it is negative, but instead of half, what is the reciprocal of half? 1 over 2, the reciprocal of it, 2 over 1. So it will be negative 2. Okay, for question number 2, he's telling me that Daisy records her 50 homework marks and the table showed the results. Okay, so what is the meaning of this table? This table means that the homework mark for example, 15 is repeated one time. 15 is repeated one time. And for example, for 16 is repeated 3 times. 17 is repeated 19 times, and so on. He's telling me write down the range. How to get the range? The highest minus the lowest. So 20 minus 15 equals 5. You have to write the answer in the space of the answer. Okay? Write down the mode. The mode is the most repeated homework mark. Concentrate on this. It is the most repeated homework mark. And the most repeated homework mark is 17. Don't ever write 19. 17 is the most repeated. So go to the highest frequency and take its mark, which is 17. Find the median. How to get the median? Let's see this. First, we have how many homework marks? We have 50. So I'm going to take this 50 and divide it by 2. It will be 25. This is the position of the median. The median here, its position between the 25th and the 26th. Again, first, if the number is even, we divide it by 2, it will be 25. This is not the median. This is, here I can get the median position between the 25th and the 26th. So if I counted from here till here, I have only one homework. Till here, I have 4 homeworks. How 4 homeworks? 1 plus 3, 4. Till here, I have 23 homeworks. Till here, I have 34 homeworks. So of course, the 25th and the 26th lying here. So the median is 28. Next, calculate the mean. How to calculate the mean? We are going to multiply each mark by the frequency of it. Then divide by the whole number of homeworks. Like here, 15 multiplied by 1 plus 16 multiplied by 3 plus 17 multiplied by 19 plus 18 multiplied by 11 plus 19 multiplied by 10 plus 20 multiplied by 6. All of this should be divided by 50. So if we calculate it, it will be 894 divided by 50, which is 17.8. 888. For the next question is the question of stem and leaf diagram. So here are the values. I'm supposed to put them here inside this table. So I'm going to start with 1. I have only one value, which is 18, so I will put 8. Then starting with 2, I have here 20 and 20, so put 0 and 0. And there's 21, 21, 21, so put 1, 1, 1. And then 22, so put 2, 25, so put 5. Then for 3, I have 30, I have 33, and I have 34. I have to put them in order. Okay, then find the median. How to get the median? But this is very important. If I have here the number of tests is odd number. The number of tests is what? Odd number. Add 1, it will become 12. Add 1, if the number is odd, add 1, it will become what? 12. Then, how to get the median? The median position, not the median itself. Multiply by half by the number you got is the sixth. By the way, how to get the first quartile if you need it? 1/4 multiplied by 12 equal the third position. How to get the third quartile if you wanted? 3/4 multiplied by 12 equal the ninth. So what? If you add 1, if it is odd, add 1 to get what? Even number, 12. Then, if you multiply it by half, you will get the median position. If you multiply it by quarter, 1/4, you will get the first quartile position. If you multiply it by 3/4, you will get the third quartile position. Go to the question now. Find the median. The median, so it will be the sixth position. You can count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it is what? 21. Okay, find the interquartile range. The interquartile range equal Q3 minus Q1. Okay, Q3, which is the ninth, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which is 30, minus Q1, the third, so 1, 2, 3, minus 20 equals 210. For the next question, the value of Peria's car decreases 10% every year. So every year it decreases 10%. So for example, if today is 100%, today is 100%. So next year it is decreasing. So next year will be 90%. So last year it was 110%. So last year it was 110%. When it decreased 10%, it will be 100 for today, and then decrease again 10%, it will be 90 for next year. Okay, the value of today, 7,695. So I'm going to write this here in today. Now I want to calculate the value after 1 year, means next year, and 1 year ago means last year. So I am going to find this and this. All I have to do is cross multiplication. I will take this first to get next year. So it will be 7,695 multiplied by 90 over 100 to get the answer. It will be 6,925.5 and the same for last year, but I'm going to take this time. So 7,695 multiplied by 110 over 100, it will give me 8,550. Ali invests 600 at a rate of 2% per year, simple interest. So whenever I read simple interest, I have to write the rule of the simple interest. And there is something here you have to notice. Okay, here the rule of the simple interest, I equal PRT. This rule, when you calculate P multiplied by R multiplied by T, gives you only the interest, the amount of money that increased only. Okay, so B equal the principal, which is 600, the first investment of Ali, multiplied by the rate, which is 2, we have to divide by 100, multiply the time, which is 5 years, so it is what? 5 equal, if you calculate this, it will be $60. Okay, can we read the question again, please? Yes, calculate the value of Ali's investment at the end of 5 years. He didn't ask you about only the increase, he asked you about the whole investment, the total amount of the investment. The total amount of the investment will be equal the interest plus the beginning principal. So 60 plus 600 will be equal $660. So if he's asking you about only the increase, it will be $60. The only interest, it will be $60. But if he's asking you about the whole investment or the total amount in the bank account, for example, so it will be 660. You should add the first investment to the interest you got. And this is in the rule of the simple interest. Then another question, he's telling me, Sarah invests 500 at a rate of R, I don't know, it is unknown, the rate is unknown, per year compound interest. So first go to write the rule of the compound interest. A equal B 1 plus R, and we always divide by 100 over T. Okay, then he's telling you that the principal is 500, 1 plus R, which is, I don't know, T, for 12 years, so equal 12. And the value of Sarah investment is this number. So this is the total amount. In the compound interest rule, this is A is the total amount, so I am going to write here this amount. Okay, now I have to find R. How to find R? I can calculate it myself, and I can use the calculator like this. Okay, how to do this in the calculator? Look here. First, I'm going to write the same equation that I have, 601.35. I want you to concentrate in this way because it is very important and saving time and putting you in risk in the exam. Okay, equal, I have to write equal, not pressing equal alpha and this, so equal 500. So I am just copying the equation as it is, bracket 1 plus, instead of the unknown, all of it, whatever it was, R, Y, B, A, whatever, I put X, which is alpha, and this bottom. Okay, over 100, then go to the one step to the right, close the bracket and put it power 12. First of all, make sure that you wrote the equation correct. Revise your equation, yes. And now we have to press 4 button. Shift, calc, 0, and then equal. And wait, just sometimes it takes just 15 seconds or 20 seconds to get the answer. So here the answer will be, as you see, 1.5499, which is, I can write it as 1.549, as you see here. Here, this answer, 1.549. Okay, for the next question. The mass of a radioactive substance decreases exponentially. That means I have to write the rule of decreasing exponentially first, which is Y equal A1 minus R power T. Okay, there is 2 notes I have to say here. If it is decreasing, that means this will be minus. If it was increasing, this would be plus. Okay? Here, in the interest rule and the compound rule and the simple interest rule, both of them, when I write t, it should be in years. But here, it could be anything that as the given. 10 days, so t equal 10. 10 hours, so t equal 10, whatever. Okay? Then he's telling me what the mass of radioactive substance decreases exponentially at a rate of 3. So this is R each day. Find the overall percentage decrease. Find the overall percentage decrease at the end of 10 days. So this is T. Okay. He didn't give me the original amount. This A is the original amount. And this is the new amount after decrease or increase. So he didn't give me the original amount because he wants the overall percentage. When this happens, I put A as 100. So Y equal 100, 1 minus 3 over 100 power 10. And just calculate this on the calculator, you will get Y equal 73.74. Again, why did I put 100 here? Because I don't know the original amount, so I am getting what the new amount as percentage of the original amount. So I assume that the original amount is 100% and it became 73.74%. But he's not asking about the percentage now. He's asking about the decrease. If it was 100 and became 73.74, that means the percentage of the decrease equal 100 minus 73.74, which is, I can calculate it, which is 26.25%. Okay, next question. Find the number of whole days it takes until the mass of this substance is 1/2 its original amount. So the new amount is 1/2 of its original amount. So if I said that the original amount is 100%, that means the new amount will be what? Will be 50%. So go and write the rule. Y equal A 1 minus R power T. So y, the new amount, which is 50, equal 100, 1 minus 3 over 100, power T, which I don't know. Okay, now go to the calculator and let's do it on. Write the equation first, and you can do it by any other way. You can do it using log, you can do it using the exponential, whatever. Okay, so but here I'm just saving my time. 50, 100 bracket 1 minus 3 over 100, then go step to the right, close the bracket and make it power, not t, but I'm going to put it as x because unknown in the calculator means x. So alpha and this, which is written in red, x. Then make sure that you wrote the question correct, the equation, 4 buttons, which is shift, calc, 0, equal. Okay, so it is what? 22.75. So from here, 22.75. So T equal 22.75. But the problem here, he said, I want whole days. Whole days means 23 days, rounded up, not down. If you have another calculator, another type of calculator, Texas or another version of Casio, you can write for me in the comments and I will tell you the way of this, doing the solving equation like this. Okay. For question number 4, he is giving me here, and this is very, very, very common question that comes a lot in the exam, in paper 4 especially. Okay, He's giving me a sector like this, a part of a circle, and a cone. He's telling me that this diagram shows a sector of the circle that is made into a cone by joining OA by OB. Okay? And the sector angle is x, and the radius of the sector 7.5 centimeter, and the base radius of the cone is 1.5 centimeter. We have to know very important information here, or note here, which is whenever I have a sector and it became a cone, I have something should be in my comes across my mind directly in the exam, which is what? Which is that the arc length of the sector, which is the rule is theta over 360 multiplied by 2 multiplied by pi multiplied by the radius of the sector, this part. When I fold this sector to make it as cone, it became this part. So it is equal the base, the circumference of base cone as circle. So equal 2 pi r of cone base. So let's go and substitute direct here. So theta, which is x over 360 multiplied by 2 multiplied by pi multiplied by the radius of the sector, which is 7.5, equal 2 multiplied pi multiplied by the radius of the cone base, which is 1.5. So I can cross 2 pi with 2 pi and send this to the other side by multiplying, then divide by 7.5. I will get x as 72 degrees. Okay. This diagram shows a cylinder with radius 8 centimeter inside a sphere with radius 17 centimeter. First of all, if this is the center of the sphere and also refers to the center of the cylinder, where is the 8 centimeter and where is the 17 centimeter? The radius of the cylinder 8 centimeter means from here to here or from here to here, so I can do this. This is 8 centimeter from the center to the cylinder. Okay, then the sphere 17 centimeter. 17 centimeter means what? The radius of the sphere. That means from the center to anywhere. It could be to here, anywhere on the sphere, to here, to here, to here, whatever, anywhere on the sphere. All of these radii equal 17 centimeter. Okay, طب which one back? He needs show that the height of the cylinder is 30 centimeter. So I need to involve the height with the 8 and with the 17 centimeter. So look here. I am going to say that this, from this point, this is the 17 centimeter. Why? Because I can put them in a right angle triangle like this and get this part, which is half the height, which is what? Half the height. Okay, so if I want to get this part, it will be the side, so I will put minus using Pythagoras. So here will be 17 square and here will be 8 square, which is 17 minus 7. We can calculate it on the calculator. It will give you 15. Okay, so this is half the height, so the height equal what? 15 multiplied by 2, which is equals to 30 centimeter. Okay, then he's telling you calculate the volume of the cylinder as percentage of volume of the sphere. Volume of the cylinder as percentage of volume of the sphere. So volume of the cylinder divided by volume of the sphere and multiply by 100 to make it as percentage easily. So what is the rule of volume of the cylinder? The volume of any regular shape is the area, the base area multiply the height. So what is the base area of the cylinder? Pi r square multiplied by the height divided by the volume of the sphere is written here 4 over 3 pi r cubed. But take care of something. This is the radius of the cylinder and this is the radius of the sphere, not the same. Multiply by 100. I can cross the pi with the pi. So the radius of the cylinder, which is 8 power 2 multiplied by 30 the height over 4 over 3, 17 power 3, and we can direct calculate it. It will give you, and then multiply by 100, it will give you 29.31. Okay, now he is telling me a new question. This question is very important. The diagram shows a cylinder, a solid sphere with radius 6 centimeter inside a cube with side 20 centimeter. That means that the radius here is what? 6 centimeter, and this cube is 20 centimeter. That means this is 20 and this is 20, and the hole here is 20, but it seems to be filled till 15 only. The cube contains water. To adapt is 15 centimeter only. Then the sphere is removed. This sphere is removed. Calculate the new depth of the water in the cube. What will happen? This is a physics question. I can see that. Okay, so what will happen if the sphere is removed? The water will be with a less depth. So what is the relation between the sphere which is removed and what will happen to the surface of the water? The volume of the sphere will be equal, the same as the volume of the decreased water. You can see here what will happen to the water. The surface of the water will go a little bit down, so it will be decreased as like this, as a region like this. This is 20 and this is 20, and this is, I can make it x, which is the part or the dimension or the height that will be what will be decreased from the water. Okay, so what is the volume of the sphere? 4 over 3 pi r cubed, which is 6 cubed, equal the volume of the decreased water. The part of the volume of the decreased water, the amount of the decreased water will be as cuboid. So it will be 20 multiply 20, length multiply by width multiply by height multiply by x. So if you calculated this, 4 over 3 pi 6 cubed, it will be 904.779 equal 400 x. So from here you can get x equal 2.2619. But take care, this is not the new depth. It was 15 and it decreased as this. Again, it was 15 and it decreased at this is the decrease only. So the new depth equals 15 minus 2.2619, which is 12.7 centimeters. So you can write the answer here, 12.7. For question number 5, let's read it together. In a shop, the cost of a fiction book is X dollars, and the cost of a reference book is what? X plus $2. The cost of 11 fiction books is the same as the cost of what? 10 reference book. The cost of 11 fiction book means the number of how many books you bought multiplied by the cost of one book. So 11 number of books multiplied by the cost of one book, same as means equal how many reference, 10 reference book multiplied by the cost of one book, like this. Then solving equation, so 11x equal, distribute like this, plus 20. So 11x, send this to the other side by minus. So from here, x will be equal 20. Okay. In another shop, so this is another question. In another shop, the cost of a fiction book is $y, and the cost of reference book is y plus $2. Maria spends $95 on fiction books and $147 on reference book, and the total was what? 12 books. That means the total is 12 books. That means the number of fiction books plus the number of reference books equal 12. How to get the number of fiction books? The total amount that's spent, which is 95, divided by the cost of one book. Again, the total amount which is spent on fiction books, which is $95, divided by the cost of one book, which is y, will give me the number of the books. For example, if you went to the supermarket and get lollipops for, you have 10 dirhams or $10, and you got lollipops, each lollipop was $2. How do you calculate how many lollipops you got? So 10 divided by 2, the whole cost, which is 10, the total cost 10, divided by 2, which is the cost of one lollipop. 10 divided by 2 equal 5 lollipops. The same here. I have the total amount of fiction books, which is 95, divided by y, which is the cost of one fiction book, plus. Same here for the reference. Equals 12. Now forget about the question and deal with it as adding and subtracting algebraic expression, rational expression. So I am going to do what? We can multiply this together and this as we used to do. Here y plus 2, and here 95, y plus 2 plus 147, y, all of this equal 12. Then simplify 95y plus 190 plus 147y over y squared plus 2y, all of this over 12 over 1 equal 12 over 1. Then I can do cross multiplication. So 12 then multiplied by y squared plus 2y, 12y squared plus 24y equals, I can add also 95y and 147y to become 242y plus 119. Send all of this to one side, so 12y squared plus 24y minus 242y minus 190 equal 0. Then I can simplify it more. So 12y squared, 24 minus 242 will give me negative 109y minus 95 equals 0. But I can see here in the question it is 6y squared, starts with 6y squared. So I will divide by 2 the whole equation. So 6y squared minus, no, this is 24 minus 242 will not be it will be 218, and when we divide it by 2 it will be 109. Y minus, and this also I divided by 2 first. I divided by 2 in my mind, sorry. Minus 95 equals to 0, and this is the final answer. Okay, factorize 6y squared minus 109y minus 95. Okay, so I have to do what? I have to get the two numbers. Easily, I will do it with the calculator if it is only factorizing, not using the formula. If it is using the formula, I should use the formula. Okay, how to use it in the calculator also. And if you have another calculator also, just post me in the comments that with the type of your calculator and I will tell you how. So here, open your calculator like this, press on, then start. Mod, choose 5, then 3. I will say it again. Okay, from the beginning. Here. When you go back, you can use mod 1. When you go to factorizing again, mod 5, 3. Then write only the coefficients in order from the highest power to the smallest power. So I am going to write here 6, then equals negative 109 equals then negative 95 equals. The first one equal again. X1 equal 19. So look here, I am going to put what? Two brackets like this. I have here y and y. Okay, we have a problem here. The equation was what? Equals, now x1 equal 19. When we put it inside the bracket, we inverse or reverse the sign. If it is positive, make it negative, and if it is negative, make it positive. So that means 19. I will write it here as minus 19. Okay, for the next one, it is what? Equal again to get x to negative 5 over 6. Negative 5 over 6. So first of all, it will be positive. So it will be what? Y equal positive 5. When you're going to write over 6, do not write it over 6. Send it, do not write it over 6. No, send it up here with 6 here. So the answer will be y minus 19 and y plus 6y plus 5. Then find the value of y. Find the value of y means you are going to write direct the answer that you got from the calculator, which is 19 and negative 5 over 6. So y equal 19 or negative 5 over 6. And this is the two answers you should get. For question number 6, the diagram shows a right angle triangle and find the value of W. If I can see here, it is right angle triangle. So I can use Pythagoras if I am searching for a side, or I can use also the trigonometric ratios, which is sine, cosine, and rule if I'm searching for an angle. So if here I'm searching for an angle, I can see here that the easiest to this and this is adjacent for the angle, and this is opposite for the angle, opposite and adjacent. So sure, I'm going to use that tan W equal opposite over adjacent. That means tan W equal T over 5. So if I want W, it will be tan inverse T over 5. But the problem here that I don't have T. From where should I get T? I will use Pythagoras in this. Pythagoras is telling me that the hypotenuse power 2 equals the sum of the two other sides each power 2 each square. Okay, so how to do this? I can do it 2t plus 3 multiply the bracket multiply itself 2t plus 3, or I can do it direct if I know the answer. T square plus 5 square equals what? 25. So here 25. Then I will distribute this and distribute this. So 4t square plus 12t plus 9 equal t square plus 25. Then here I can send them all to one side. So send this to the other side by negative. So 3t square plus 12t. Send this to the other side by negative. Minus 16 equals 0. Now, if I want to factorize this, the answer will be decimal. So I have to use what to get t? I have to use the formula to get t. Okay, how to use the formula? A equal 3, B equals 12, and C equals negative 16. And then write the rule T equal negative B plus or minus root B square minus 4AC over 2A. So T equal negative 12 plus or minus root 12 square minus 4 multiplied by A, which is 3, multiplied by C, which is negative 16, over 2 multiplied by 3. From here, I can use the calculator to get the answer. So I will find that T equals 1.055 or T equal negative 5.06. And I can see that T is a length, so the negative will be rejected. So from here, T equal 1.055. So go back, take this, and go to what we did here. So W will be equal tan inverse T, which is 1.055 over 5, and then calculate it with the calculator. So W will be equal 11.91. Okay, go to the next question. For question number 7, he's telling me the diagram shows a right angle triangle which is PQR on horizontal ground, and X is vertically above R, and the angle of elevation of X from B equal is 21. So here there is a very, very, very important thing, that where to put this 21. Look here. For this, if I'm standing here at B, from B, and looking at X, so I'm going to rise like this. So this will be 21. So if I'm standing here and looking to something up here, the angle of elevation will be from this side, from the horizontal side, to the side of this object, which is this 21. Okay. So calculate the angle of elevation, and he's giving me this XR 2.8 and RQ 7.1. So he's telling me calculate the angle of elevation of X from Q. That means I'm standing here in Q and looking up to reach X with my eyes. I can get this triangle outside here. This is 90 degree, which is R, and this is Q, and this is X. Okay, so from here I can see that RQ is 7.1 and RX is 2.8. So I want this angle. It is very clear that this is adjacent and this is opposite. So for sure I'm going to use what? Tan. So also angle Q equal, as we said in the last question, previous question, tan inverse opposite over adjacent. So from here, Q equal 21.5 degree. Okay, calculate BQ. He wants to calculate this side. So I am going to get it outside like this. I have this is 90 degree and this is B and this is Q and this is R. What is the given I have? I have this 7.1 and I need this. If I don't have any angles in this triangle, so for sure I'm going to use Pythagoras concerning sides. But I have only 7.1 and I don't have the other sides, which is PR. I am going to use another triangle to get BR, which is the other triangle, this triangle. I'm going to get it out here. Okay, this is B and this is R and this is X. What is given here? This is 21 and this is 2.8. So can I have this? Yes, of course. How? This is adjacent and this is opposite. So from here, how can which ratio should I use? I will use cosine ratio, which is cosine 21 equal the opposite tan 21 equal the opposite over the adjacent, which is PR. So from here, PR equal 2.8 over tan 21. And if you calculate it, you will find PR equal 7.92. Go back and put it here, 7.929. 7.29. So how to get BQ now? It is hypotenuse. So put the root and put plus inside. Here 7.29 power 2 and here 7.1 power 2. You will get the answer as 10.2. But don't forget to write it in the space of the question, the answer. Okay, done. For question B, calculate the acute angle KML, which is KML. This. So it is very clear here that it is not right angled triangle, so I cannot use sine, cosine, tan ratios, but I can use the sine rule or the cosine rule. How to choose which rule should I use, sine rule or cosine rule? If I have an angle and the opposite side is known, so direct go through this sine rule. It is very easy. The sine rule is telling me that any side div over sine the angle, the opposite angle, equal any side, which is 16.7 over sine the angle given, which is x. Or I can say sine the angle divided by the opposite side equals sine the angle divided by the opposite side. Both are the same. So from here, sine x will be equal, if I cross multiplication, it will be 16.7 sine 32 divided by 9.1. And I can also say that direct x equal sine, I can calculate this first, and x equals sine inverse from what I'm getting from here. So I will get direct the angle 76.5. For question number C, he's telling me the area of this triangle ABC is 62.89. It seems also that this triangle is not right angle triangle. So if it is not right angle triangle, I cannot use half multiply by base multiply by height. So I have another rule. If there is no height or perpendicular dimension on the base, which is the area which is 62.89 equal half multiply the two sides multiply sine the angle between, multiply the sine the angle between, which is this sine A, okay? So all I have to get A, because he's telling me show that angle BAC is 28.4. So I can calculate this first and send it to the other side by divide. I can see that sine A will be equal 0.4756. So from here, if I want to get A, it will be sine inverse what I got from here, which is 28.4 degree, and this is what was required. Then calculate BC. Okay, here I got this. You have to provide your drawing with the givens you got. I want here BC. So I'm not going to use sine, cosine, tan ratios, but I can use sine rule or cosine rule. Check first for sine rule. Do I have an angle with an given opposite side? No. So I have to use what? Cosine rule. Cosine, I am going to write the formula of the cosine rule, which is BC square. I want what here? BC square. So BC square equal the two other sides square, this is square, plus the other side square, then minus 2 multiply the two sides without square, multiply by cosine the angle in between them, which is opposite to the unknown side. So from here I can calculate this and take the square root of it. So BC will be equal 12.2 centimeter, and write it here 12.2 centimeter. Okay, then he's telling me that AB is extended to point D such that angle BDC equal 90. Calculate BD. So now he wants to calculate this and telling me that this is 90. This is 90 means I am going to use a right angle triangle. First, I can think about this right angle triangle. But the problem here that I don't know this and I don't know this. So this is not a good choice for this right angle triangle. So, but I got BC, but I don't have any angle from this. I can get the angles and do it in 2 steps because I got BC here 12.2. Or I can use the whole right angle triangle, which is what? Which is, I can extract it outside here. As you see, this is A and this is D and this is C. This is 21.5 and this angle is 28.4. From here I can get AD, as this is adjacent and this is hypotenuse. So I can use which rule? I can use the cosine rule, which says that cosine 28.4 will be equal the adjacent, which is AD, over the hypotenuse, which is 21.5. So from here, AD equal, if I did cross multiplication, 21.5 multiplied by cosine 28.4, so AD will be equal 18.9. So now I got the whole AD equal 18.9. If I want only BD, I will subtract from it 12.3. So if I want BD, it will be equal 18.9 minus 12.3, which is 6.612. So I will write it as 6.6 centimeter. For now, we will stop here and continue this paper 4 0580 for October November 2023, paper 4 variant 2 in another video. This is part 1 and we will start part 2 from question number 8. Again, October November 2023, paper 4 variant 2. Thank you and wait for me in part 2.